He's just hiding down there.
Where is he? Oh, yeah.
You just see this little white speck.
We're rolling. We're rolling on here too.
Richard Millie.
32-bit.
It's like a kid in timeout.
In the morning, when I wake up, you were right here.
So we met in middle school, and then he moved to California a few times. When he moved back, he found my Snapchat.
I got her Snapchat from her Instagram bio back when people did that and they weren't concerned about privacy.
We just started talking, like reconnecting, just because we were friends back in middle school.
She actually was the one to first reach out, and we got to talking for like, I don't know, maybe a week or so, and then mentioned being so bored and I wanted to get out and fly my drone and do some photography.
I invited myself to hang out with him.
She invited herself. She's like, oh yeah, I'd come and join you, but I got to take my dog to the vet. So next day, she didn't have to take her dog to the vet. So
the next day came around and he came to pick me up from the house because I failed to tell him that I had had surgery on my knee. So he said that he was very shocked because he didn't know that he was going on a date with a broken person. And watched me hobble out of my house in my full leg brace. It was funny because he was like all concerned because he didn't know what to do because he had never been with someone like that before. So it was pretty funny.
right off the bat, I didn't know she was on crutches. She didn't mention she was on crutches. Not that it was an issue, but it definitely caught me off guard. She bought me our first meal together at Chick-fil-A. That wasn't enough for me, so I asked her if we could hang out again. And we ended up hanging out a second time that day and going down to the beach at Sandbridge.
One of the few things I can trust. You're one of the few things I can count on. One of the few things I can trust. You're one of the few things I can count on. One of the few things I can trust.
Basically, what got me to propose was I had been toying with the idea for so long, I wasn't fully certain. Every time I was having a conversation, I'd notice it would just tie into, oh, my girlfriend this, my girlfriend that. It just seemed like it was the right time.
Oh my God, it was so cute. So we always go to Pups and Pints all the time.
I wanted to make sure it was special and it made sense for us as a couple. And one of the biggest things is we're dog parents and we love our dogs.
And he was like, hey, let's take the dogs to Pups and Pints, but let's get ready beforehand. That way we can just drop the dogs off at home and then go and see the band. And I was like, okay, cool.
I had to persuade her that we were going there to let the dogs play for a little bit before going to a concert at the beach with her parents.
So I didn't think anything of it, but then I went to put the bandanas on the dogs and he was like, no bandanas, let's go. And I was like, you always let me put bandanas on the dogs, like, why not? And he was like, we're in a hurry, let's go. And I was like, all right, fine.
I had everybody on board. Lee, her stepdad, had my ring in the back of his pocket, and I brought these little bandanas for the dogs that say, will you marry my dad?
My mom was like, let's go to the bathroom, because I had like a safety pin malfunction with my dress. So my mom was like, I'll go fix it for you. And I was like, okay. So we went in, she fixed it, and we got drinks from the bar. And then when we walked back outside, I noticed that the dogs had white bandanas on. And I was like, they didn't have bandanas on, sorry, when I got back. And so when I walked up, our song was playing, and they had bandanas on that said, will you marry my dad?
It was just instant tears. She was so surprised. I don't think it could have gone any better. Yeah, I was so nervous, I was shaking. Everything I might have thought up about saying was just straight out the window. My hands were shaking. When I went down on one knee, I opened the ring box upside down, so the ring's sticking out like this instead of up.
So the ring was upside down, and then he was like, oh no! So in our photos, it's funny because he's on one knee and the box is flipped upside down. So he was like, I have to Photoshop that and flip it around. And he was like, I had so much more to say, but like, I couldn't get it out. I was like, it's okay, you had to focus on the box. It was funny, it was so funny, it was so cute. It was July 29th, the day that we like added one another and started talking was July 29th of 2019.
I don't think I would have changed it for the world. There's a few things about Madison that makes her completely unique and different from anyone else I've met. Other than, obviously there's her beauty, but on a deeper level, Madison's always going to keep it real with you. Madison's always going to do and say what's best for you, whether you like it or not. She's very direct. That's something I've even had to come, love. At first, it's a little bit of a, it pushes you back a little bit and makes you think, because you're like, dang, is she being rude? No, she's not being rude. She's just telling you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. I admire that about her, because I know I can always go to her about any question or any potential life event, and she's always going to give me non-biased advice.
His compassion and just, he always wants to put other people first. He's always very easygoing, go with the flow, and just kind of like let me come out of my shell, which I loved about him. He's never very pushy. He's just kind of like from the very beginning with like my surgeries and stuff, and like the compassion he always has. And you see it with his family, you see it with, people he works with, even random people we meet on the beach. It's the biggest thing I love about him. He's a huge people person. It's awesome.
Her ability to be motivated and driven and a self-starter, and that's not just with career and school, but it's also with the relationship itself.
I want to say the first look, getting ready to walk down the aisle. I think he's gonna cry. We were going through like entrance songs for my bridesmaids, but they were really mine. But he didn't know that, and I played one, and he told me that I should turn it off because it started to make him cry, and I was like, that's the one.
The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is her saying I do. Once she says those words, I feel like I'll never be able to go back, and I'll just know that that's my person forever. I'll be confident, I'll be comfortable, and I don't have to worry about anything else other than her. Madison, I really appreciate over the years how much you've supported me and helped me grow as a person, and I want to give that right back to you and spend the rest of my life with you, making sure that you achieve everything you've ever wanted, making sure your goals are attainable, making sure I can do all of that for you, and just love you for the rest of your life. You're my person. I don't ever want somebody else. I'm tired of the search. You're tired of the search. And I want to make sure we have a very fulfilled, fruitful life together with our dogs and our future children.
Cameron, we get married in little less than 3 months now. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I've always imagined this day growing up, from a little girl, and I am beyond glad that it's you. Middle school us would be so proud. I can't wait. I love you so much. And now the dogs will actually officially be able to become shells as well, not just me. So you're gaining 3 instead of just 1. So I love you. I can't wait to grow old with you and watch little us's running around. So I can't wait.
But I love you. You're beautiful. Your hair looks nice. And I'll see you at the altar.
He doesn't ever get to see this side.
Oh,
He doesn't get to see sappy me.
You'll have it forever now.
I love you.